Your revenue goals are only as good as your lead gen. And if you're doing random marketing, you're only going to get random results at best. So this episode that we put together is for the investor that's unsure and overwhelmed with what type of marketing to go all in on. So guys, we're going to be talking about how to choose which lead sources best suit your investing business, how much time, how much money you need to put in so you can get leads cranking. I was just talking with an investor this week who's in this exact situation. Like, I have a lead gen problem. I have 15 things I can pick from, and I just don't know what to do. So we're going to be trying to solve that today. If this is your first time with us, welcome to the Evergreen Marketing Live Show by Care.com. This is where every week we teach you a new marketing tactic to help you master your online marketing so you can build a business of freedom and impact. If you are with us live, pop your questions in the chat. If you're listening or watching after the fact, join us every week in the Facebook group at community.care.com. And we have an interactive coaching call, live Q&A at the end of this little bit that Trevor and I do. So pop your questions in the chat and let's make this interactive, everyone. But Trevor, let's break it down, man. Okay, so I feel like the start of this question to like, what do I need to do for lead gen is always going to be time or money.
Yep.
Right? Do I want to put in time or money? How much energy do I need to put into this?
Dude, 100%. And maybe even like above that, we'll get to this here in a second, is like the goal, right? What do I want to go for? We'll get to that here in a second. But once you pick a goal, then we have to go, well, how the heck do I want to approach it, right?
Yeah.
What resources do I have to make this goal happen? And like you said, it's time or money. And when I'll talk with customers, on the phone, and they'll say, hey, well, what should I do? The very first things I'm trying to get a feel for, well, do you want Pete and I did it yesterday to a really high level guy who's been investing for 10 years, but he's been a cold caller. That's all he's been doing is cold calling for a decade.
For 10 years, holy cow.
For a long time.
Yeah.
And he's been a Carrot member for a long time. He's like, dude, he goes, I've just recognized that online is the wave. And I go, man,
where you been?
I've been saying this for a decade, man. So yeah, it is. And welcome to the current century, man. But no, but the very next thing that we talked about was excellent. How do you want to approach it? Do you want to do the work yourself and learn it? Or do you want to hire it out? And a couple mindsets around that is, I think at the start, you should do a little bit of both. Right, especially if you're going to if you're learning these from scratch, and his mindset around it was, he said, I'm not very techie, and the first thing that's going through my mind is like, hire it out, right? But what he's saying, he said, I've hired people in the past to do these types of things. I never knew if they were doing good work. I never knew how to talk with them about it.
Yeah.
So he goes, I want to go through and learn as much as I can and execute as much as I'm able to execute in the early phases. Then I'll figure out what to hire out.
Yeah.
So
meaning so that he can understand the channels enough to be able to
at SEO for an example, he wants to understand a little bit more about as an example, that what location pages are, why they're important, that you should be making them. He wants to understand more of the strategy versus it being a black box that he's paying someone whatever $1,500 a month.
Dangerous game.
Hoping that something back comes back on the other end. So time or money, y'all. And I want you to think about it. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It could be a little bit of both. But what resources do you have to be able to put in exchange for getting leads back? You can be hustling, knocking on doors, picking up phones and calling. You can do all kinds of free things that are 100% your time, right? Or you can add leverage. In my entrepreneur freedom formula down there in the consistent profits bucket, the last one is leverage. Where can we add leverage? We add leverage with systems to systemize or make something easier and better. And we have leverage with money. Where we can say, hey, I'm going to take some of this money instead of some of my time, and I'm going to put this money into getting that time back.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. What are you hearing from investors you talk to on what marketing channels are working best right now, or just still relevant?
Yeah.
It's like a lot of things. I mean, I don't know if there's been another year in the past decade where marketing has changed this much.
Dude, I'm going to pull up a text message right here from one of our Epic clients. So this guy's one of the biggest, if not, he's one of the top 2 to 3 biggest companies in our Epic program, our high-level coaching program. And I'll keep it anonymous, but he says, for context, they do between 40 to 50 deals a month. Okay, 40 to 50 deals a month. And they're using the Carrot platform versus custom. They're getting amazing results. He texted in middle of December, end of December, right before Christmas. Carrot was our #1 lead source last month. brought in 147 leads, had the lowest cost per lead and lowest cost per contract across all marketing channels. They do direct mail, they do cold calling, they do all that. 12 contracts in November just from Carrot. And then he posted a screenshot of all of his metrics. And 147 leads, $7,000 spend, cost per lead $49 in total across all of his stuff from PPC and SEO. Cost per appointment $179, contracts 12.
That's great.
Cost per contract $601. So, guys,
Wow.
I've been saying this for years, and I'm not saying this because I own a company that does this. It's the other way around. I own a company that does this because this is where the future is. Okay.
Yeah.
That online is going to keep on growing. Online is where more and more of those sellers are going to find a solution for their sale. Now, if it's not online, direct mail still works great.
Yeah.
Travis Copeland he's up in Ohio. He's in our Epic program as well. They do amazing with direct mail in the Ohio market.
Yeah.
And it's market by market, but direct mail still works great.
Yeah.
I'm big on direct response marketing through, direct sources. I don't care if it's direct mail, JP Pirtle. If you guys want to go big, he's in Louisville, Kentucky. He has billboards all over the place. He does great with billboards. Mm-hmm. He just canvases the entire area. Everybody knows that JP buys houses.
Yeah.
So every single marketing method you guys have heard of that has been talked about in this market for the last year, they all work.
Yeah.
We have to ask the question, what type of business do I want to build? Do I want to build a business where the leads that are coming to me are wanting to talk to me and they're easier to convert and I have to go through fewer leads to get a deal like the online sources we use? Mm-hmm. Or do I want to penetrate more deeply and get a more broad reach and go for higher volume? Higher volume is where your direct mail is going to come from, your radio, your TV, things like that, but lower conversion.
Yeah.
It just depends on where you are and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
They all work though.
Right on, man.
Online everybody should be doing online though.
Yeah. It's crazy. And there's this whole conversation right now of like, what's going to happen with SEO. But that conversation's been going on for the past, I don't know, year, 1 to 2 years.
SEO has died more times than the cat's 9 lives. Like I remember when I was first learning SEO way back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't remember. I mean, dude, every year there was a SEO is dead report that came out.
Yeah.
Because this new marketing channel came up, or there was a big Google algorithm update or whatever. But
Google changes, or it's too competitive, or AI is taking over. It's like, no, dude. People bringing in leads through SEO has not gone down.
Every single marketing method has the same thing, though.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't matter if it's direct mail. Things change. Okay. People's behavior patterns change. The lists that you can buy change because of privacy issues. Things change in every single marketing channel. There's not one marketing channel that things don't change. And so as a marketer, that's something we just have to be aware of, that things change. Our job is every year looking at it and going, okay, cool. What do I think has either changed recently or is going to change with the marketing channels I'm focusing on? How do I need to adjust?
Yeah.
It's always about recognizing that and then adjusting.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, let's do this. Let's spend like 2 or 3 minutes on, how to make a marketing plan if you don't have any historics to go off of. If you're a newer investor, you haven't really done deals yet, what do you focus on? Let's simplify that. And then let's get into, you've got a financial goal, and then we'll reverse engineer it, break it down with some methods.
Cool.
Let's kind of walk through that. So what's your advice for the newer investor?
Yeah. For the newer investor, like I was mentioning before, first of all, write the goal down, right? What is the goal? How much money are you looking to earn this year? And then, I think everybody should walk the numbers back, because especially for the newer investor, if they don't know what their basic metrics are, how much revenue I want to make, how many deals I need to close to get that, right? So what my average profit per deal is. And then depending on what marketing channel you're going to use, how many leads is it going to take to get that deal, right? With SEO, it's between 1 in 5 leads to 1 in 15. So I usually use a 1 in 10 number as an average.
Yeah.
With Google pay-per-click, it's 1 in 10 to 1 in 20, right? So maybe use a 1 in 20 number to be really, really conservative there, but it's probably going to be around 1 in 15. With Facebook ads, between 1 in 20 to 1 in 30 leads to get a deal. Direct mail, depending on how good you're doing it, between 1 in 40 to 1 in 60 or 70 leads into a deal. And cold calling is about the same. So if you understand those numbers, Now I want you to kind of walk those numbers back and go, okay, if I'm doing PPC and I'm going to use a 1 in 15 average, and I want to do 10 deals this year at an average of $10,000 profit for round numbers because I want to make 100 grand this year, 120 grand. Great. How many leads you need to get, right? To get one deal, you need 10 leads or 15 leads in that case. But I'm doing 10 deals this year. I need 150 leads. Awesome. Write that number down. 150 leads. Okay. And then you get to choose how many leads, how many of those leads am I going to get this next 90 days? I just want you focusing on 90-day sprints at a time. Okay. And so if you're going to split it up equally, what is 150 divided by 3? Let's say it's, I don't know, something like whatever that is, 30 something, maybe 40
Wait,
something.
150 divided by 3?
By 4, sorry.
Oh, by 4?
Yeah, I said 3.
We don't do math on the live show.
It's some sort of math.
We're not doing math here.
Let's say it's like 35 or something, right? So that means I need to get 35 leads this quarter. So what I'm going to pull back, I'm going to go, okay, great. Where do I feel the most confidence that I can get 35 good leads this quarter through a method that converts about 1 in 15?
Yeah.
Okay. If it is PPC and you have a budget, so 2 things if you're new. If you have a budget, you can go do Google PPC or hire it out or SEO. And you can get those really, really good leads. It's just going to cost you some money. So you're probably going to be about 25% of your average profit per deal is what you want to allocate at the top at max for a cost per deal. Okay. So once again, if your average profit per deal is $10,000, which is really, really low, that means you should allocate about $2,500 in paid marketing to get that deal. Okay. And then once again, you just walk the numbers back. You go, okay, if it's $2,500 for a deal, and I said I'm doing a marketing source, Google PPC, that's 1 in 15 leads into a deal, what is my lead cost now? Right. And so we could figure out that lead cost. We could even, when we do the section later at the end, like the demo section, we'll actually pull this up and do math in front of it with people. But if it's $2,500 divided by 15 leads to get that deal, that means it's $166 a lead.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I've got those metrics, now I can go to work.
Yeah. Plenty of markets you can get leads PPC with that much money.
You may be able to buy PPL leads potentially for 166.
Yeah.
So if I had a budget and I was considering PPC and I could get leads that worked with those numbers, I would just go buy some PPL leads. We have our Carrot Marketplace, marketplace.com or marketplace.carrot.com, and you can tap into the top 2. I think there might be 3 maybe, but for sure the top 2 PPL companies in the space that we trust the most.
Yeah.
They're inside of the marketplace. So go check it out. And they serve our clients amazingly well.
Yeah.
And then here's the last tip. Buy enough leads if you're going to go the PPL route where you actually have a chance to get a deal. So if that source, once again, is 1 in 15 leads, I'm probably going to buy no less than 20. Don't buy 10, don't buy 7, don't buy 13 because math isn't working with you.
You're going to maybe I'll get lucky. Let me just try this out, throw some money at it.
Allocate a budget for 20 and work your butt off on those 20 and get a deal. And then you can put it into skipping PPL and doing PPC or whatever it is, or keep the PPL going. Right. Yeah. So other things for newbies, let's say you don't have a budget, then you're hustling. Right. You're knocking on doors, you're getting a list, you're making $100 a day. Yeah. All the things no one wants to do.
Yeah.
All the things on reason that we exist is to help you stop doing that stuff. But if you don't have any money, that's what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah. You got to deal machine, start driving around.
Deal machine, dude, like hamster wheel marketing. If you don't have money for a budget, you got time, hamster wheel the heck out of it because you got a little energy. But as soon as you get that first deal or two, take the money and say, great, I'm going to have a steak dinner with part of it to celebrate. And I'm going to take the rest and put it all back into marketing now. So I don't have to drive around. So I don't have to knock on doors anymore. So I don't have to pick the phone and call 100 times a day.
Yeah. Nice, man. Okay. So let's talk about once you've got a goal in mind, let's say 500 grand a year. Let's kind of walk through the process of let's reverse engineer. How many leads do I need to get to a deal? And let's talk through that. And then we'll jump over this coaching call portion and show people some math here.
Heck yeah. So guys, if you want to see me walk through visually with a calculator that I've got and a sheet, I'm going to be writing on it. I'm going to be walking through this visually, how to do what I call your revenue pipeline and figure out all your numbers. But let's just talk through it really quick. So the first thing is when we're planning our marketing, we need to know, once again, all the main metrics across our marketing funnel, or across the whole revenue pipeline, I call it. The revenue pipeline is all the way from how you get your traffic. Are you cold calling? Are you doing Google PPC? Are you doing Facebook ads? Are you doing SEO? All the way to the profit at the end. Okay, and every step in between. And so the first thing is we get that traffic, right? So it could be a click on an ad that came to us. It could be a Google search that came to us. It could be a phone call, a direct mail piece. Now people are calling, and that's a response rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have traffic now, and let's say 100 people landed there. How many of those 100 people with that marketing source are going to become a lead now,
Mm-hmm.
right? With Google PPC, you're a good campaign. I was looking at stats the other day. You're probably going to be converting, somewhere between 15 and 28% of every single click into a lead. If it's optimized well, loads fast, like Carrot websites, optimized for conversion, like Carrot websites are, where we lead the market, right? So if we know those, let's just keep following it down. Let's say someone becomes a lead. What's next now? Right. And I want you guys to write these down. In the portion later, I'm going to literally show a visual of how you can map it out. But the next step is, great, I got a lead. Now it's appointments. Okay. Well, if I got 10 leads, how many of those leads turn into an appointment? Okay. Great. So let's walk it down. I'm actually kind of doing it the wrong way. I should be going backwards. You should be starting with your profit.
Yeah.
If you want to make that $500,000 a year, we have to then ask, well, how many deals is it going to take with my average profit per deal? And if my average profit per deal is $50K for round numbers here, then that's 10 deals, right?
Yeah.
So 10 deals at $50K, flipping, I'm going to make the $500K. Awesome. So if I want to get to 10 deals, how many contracts? So do I need to get? Because you're probably not closing 100% of your contracts. Mm-hmm. You're probably closing 80% or something. On one of our epic calls, the high level coaching program that I run, we had Tiffany High and Josh High on, and they run about an 80% contract close ratio. So if they get 10 deals under contract, 8 close, 2 fall off. So I'm going to write that down. So if I want to get 10 deals and I'm closing 80%, then it's about 12 to 13 contracts I need to get under contract, or deals I need to get a contract. Great. Now we go up to offers. What percentage of my offers get accepted into contracts? It's probably not 100%. If it is 100%, you're offering too much, right? And it's probably not 10%. If it is, you're offering too low. Mm-hmm. But let's say, I'm just going to use a round number. Let's say it's 50%, just for easy math. Yours might be higher, it might be lower. Okay. If I want to get 13 contracts, that means I need to make 26 offers, right? Mm-hmm. So now let's walk it back. Okay. If I have 100 appointments, how many appointments do I need to go on to make 26 offers? Hopefully 26. Hopefully I'm making an offer on every single appointment. Yeah. I'm not going to an appointment if it's not something that looks like it can make an offer. So I'm going to put 26 appointments. Great. How many leads do I need to get 26 appointments now? And it might be, well, 50% of my leads actually turn into an appointment. Okay, cool. So to get 26 appointments, then I need whatever that is, 52. I need 52 leads. Awesome. Mm-hmm. How much traffic do I need if my website's converting at 25% to be able to get 52 leads? Well, that means it's about 200. I need about 200 visitors to my website. Right. So now I'm looking at that and I go, man, I've got the whole thing mapped out. I need to get 52 leads. I need to go on 26 appointments. I need to make 26 offers. If my close ratio is 50%, I need to get 13 of them under contract. I need to close 80% of them. And that's my 10 deals, average 50K, and hit my 500K.
Nice.
The cool thing about when we do this, guys, is I want you then to divide those by 12, and it becomes a lot more achievable. Because now I look at it and go, dude, I don't even have to do one deal a month.
Yeah.
I got to do like 0.8 deals a month.
Yeah.
That's a lot more achievable. Man, I only have to get barely over one deal under contract a month with these numbers. Oh my gosh.
That's energizing.
That's energizing, man. I only got to make, I've got to make 26 offers for the year with these numbers. So dude, I only got to make like a couple offers a month.
Yeah.
I mean, this is part-time work, guys.
Yeah.
If that's your numbers, man, I got to get 52 leads for the year with these numbers. Great. Well, shoot, that's one a week. Dude, that's one lead a week. Mm-hmm. That's less than a lead a day. Anybody can stumble on one lead a week if you get focused.
Yeah.
Right. I could go walking and door knocking and get one lead a week if I just did that and just put my head down and did it. No one wants to do that. Right. That's why we do online marketing. Or I could put in an hour a day in SEO, and within 3, 4, 5, 6 months, I could get a lead a week in my market for sure. right? If
Yeah.
I put in the right level of work,
Yeah.
man, if I had a budget, in my market had enough volume, and I could definitely get a lead a week.
Yeah, it's great. We're putting together we haven't released it yet, but I'm working on a case study with one of our members, Mark St. Peter. He's in
Mhm.
Phoenix, Arizona,
Yep.
and he launched his carrot site about the time we started this podcast, and followed the podcast, followed our YouTube videos, and
Mm.
just put in the work, put his head down.
Yeah.
He's an agent who got into real estate investing. He's a
Mm.
hybrid. But he cracked into the Phoenix market for a lot of competitive
Yeah.
rankings and was getting on average of about a lead a day, within about, I think it was about 3 to 4 months,
Yep.
if I remember correctly. And it was like, holy crap, you put your head down,
Good.
put in the work, in the little bit of time that you had, and just cracked through Phoenix, which
Good.
most people look at and go, no, I can't do Phoenix, or I
Mhm.
can't do SEO in Phoenix. It's too much.
Dude, and a lead a day. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
closing them good, that might be a deal a week,
Yeah.
right? 1 in 7.
Yeah.
Maybe some week you don't get a deal. Maybe 1 month it's one deal or two, and then the next month it's 5.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it's probably about a deal a week, plus or minus, maybe 3 deals a month, dude.
Yeah.
Just from that. And I think the key, Brady, when people look at marketing, it's less the biggest thing is you need to make a decision. All of them work. We have to ask the decision: what do I need right now in this phase of my journey? Do I have money or do I have time?
Yeah.
If I have no money and I have time, but I need to get revenue now, like in the next 60 days, then I'm going to be doing hamster wheel marketing,
Mhm.
right? Driving for dollars, knocking on doors, picking the phone, $100 a day, whatever I've got to do to make that happen. Okay. While I'm spending a couple hours a week, few hours a week on my SEO, because I
Yeah.
want to be able to stop making phone calls and stop knocking on doors eventually. And so we got to plant that foundation for SEO on our websites, get those location pages launched, start to go through our training or just do the work and start to get that going.
Yeah.
But if you have a little bit of a budget, that's where I would say, okay, if you have a budget, you allocate at least $5,000 to get that first deal through paid marketing, whether it's PPL or Google PPC, driving them to a carrot site, and then go learn how to do PPC or hire it out like through our marketplace.
Yeah.
And just focus on one channel. This is my last word on it, Brady's. I think
Yeah.
the biggest mistake people make is they try to do too many channels at once. Okay. Pick one thing to master this year.
Mhm.
One thing this year, not 3 marketing channels, not 4. Don't go do direct mail and I'm trying to master PPC and I'm trying to master this and you're a solo person.
Mhm.
You're going to pick one thing to master this year. Now, it doesn't mean you might not be doing hamster wheel marketing and trying to master SEO, because if you want to make money now, great.
Yeah.
Do that, get some revenue coming in, but your mastery is SEO.
Right.
And I'm not going to add
It's the 80/20.
yeah, I'm not going to add 2 more channels and spread my time and money between SEO and Google PPC and Facebook ads, and I'm going to do a direct mail drop.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for losing all your
They're
money.
all going to suffer. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's put a bow on this portion, and then we'll pull up some of these frameworks and kind of do this math, because we know it's easier to understand when you're looking at the math.
Mhm.
A couple comments, and then we'll jump into the coaching call portion. Jeremy Resmer is popping in. Jeremy, he's crushing it with Carrot. He's been on the podcast. Actually, we just put out his episode a couple weeks ago. He said Carrot works and everything you're saying is in line with the numbers we just ran for our 2025 plan. FYI, we just analyzed 2024 lead data and we generated over
Whoa.
8,600 new leads, over 4,000 online leads from my 3 Carrot sites.
Jeez.
You guys are spot on, and this excludes all PPL leads. So Jeremy is in 2 or 3 markets, and most of those are motivated seller leads. I think one of those websites is a land website, but yeah, just focused on SEO.
Dude.
And then
4,000 online leads, dude.
yeah, 4,000 online, and that's excluding PPL leads.
Yep.
So it's
That's
crazy.
huge.
And yeah, Jeremy's focused on SEO, and then after he got good at SEO, tacked on TV, radio, etc. Kylie Newbold, Silver Street Marketing. He's in our marketplace. Love Kylie. I've trusted him for a long time to run people's Facebook ads and PPC. He says, amen to all of this. I see so many fall into the trap of making emotional decisions versus data-driven approach. Yep. 1,000%. Hit the nail on the head,
100%.
man. Cool. All right. So yeah, just to summarize, focus on one marketing channel at a time. Go after the ones, if you're feeling drained, go after the ones that you're familiar with, that give you energy, that you have enough context for, that you understand. Don't go in blind and just throw money into a lead source without understanding anything about it. And again, just focus on one and set a goal and do the math backwards.
Go deep on it. They all work. They all work. And ask the question, what marketing channel would I feel high energy with and be glad my business is built off of this in 1 year, in 2 years? And that's probably the one you should focus on.
I feel like when you
That's
start
right.
saying they all work, like asterisk texting. I don't know how some people are still getting away with like mass like cold
Dude,
text blasting. I don't get it.
I get them because
Yeah.
I own property,
Yeah.
and I reply to them all now,
Yeah.
and so I'm messing with
It's
the
fun.
people, and then what I did on 2 of them this is about a month ago. I said, "You guys have a website?" And they're like, "I think so." I said, "What's the website?" And so they linked it up, and I did an analysis on it and sent it back to them. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey, this is the business I'm in, guys. Like, you guys might even be customers." They weren't customers of
Yeah.
mine. These other ones were. And I said, "Your guys' website needs to be faster.
Yeah.
Here's a link to fix that."
That's
So
great, man.
they're coming to me, and I'm turning them into customers. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see. We'll keep up the good work there.
That's right.
All right, everybody. If you're listening to this after the fact, that's the podcast portion. Join us in the Facebook group, community.carrot.com, every week, 11 a.m. Pacific. But we'll pause for a second here and we'll get our screens pulled up and dive into the coaching call.
Cool. All right.
All right, here we go. I think I'm unmuted. Our
Dude.
producer, Braden, is streaming from home today like a champion. He's under the weather. And so it's so weird. I keep looking over to like the ghost of Braden. He's not here in the office with us, but he's behind the scenes helping us get this done, helping the show continue on. All right, Trevor, you're the king of frameworks, man. Let's pull up some of those sexy Trevor frameworks we got going on.
I am. And you know what, dude? It's been so long since I've been on one of these. I didn't log into StreamYard yet. So I'm going to log into StreamYard right now, hopefully. And what the first thing, guys, is like we said before, we want this to be interactive. We want it to be for you guys to ask questions and engage. So ask any marketing questions you have. Just like Jeremy said, as they're mapping out their plan, are you struggling with that? Do you know your metrics from last year? If not, I'm going to give you a model to be able to help make that easier.
Yeah.
But I want you to ask questions. Hey, why am I struggling with this marketing channel? Or what should my budget be for this? Or, what about this market or whatever it is? We can even talk about that stuff there.
Yeah. While you're pulling those up, man, I will let people know, since we're on live, we're having our last Carrot Camp coming up April 28th through 29th. Our tickets are just over halfway sold out. We limit it to 15 people. We hold it here at Carrot HQ in Roseburg, Oregon. But I'm super pumped, man. We've been doing Carrot Camp for 7-8 years or so, something like that.
I don't know how many Carrot Camps we're in, but we're at least 10, because I think Keith Stant alone has been to 10.
Yeah, I think we're somewhere on like 14, something like that.
Yeah, and guys, with this, while I'm getting access, I'm asking Braden to help. Or maybe you have it.
Yeah,
what I tried to do didn't get me in there.
Okay,
but like Brady said, this will be our last one. Now we're not stopping Carrot events. We have 2 in-person events every single year for the Epic group, which is the high-level group that I work directly with. It's an amazing group. It's people that are doing between 300,000. The biggest one is around that 8-figure mark. And we're just talking about how to grow the business, how to build a business of freedom and impact. If anyone's interested in that program, go to carrot.com/epic. And we've opened up a handful of spots for this part of the year to join the group. It's about 30 to 35 of us. But with the Carrot Camp, we've done so many of them that as I was coming into this year, I'm like, you know what? I think we're just ready for something different. And I love the flavor that Carrot Camp has provided. I love how we actually change the way people do events in the industry in a big way. Cool. How people are doing events in this industry in a big way, because I think we started Carrot Camp because I felt all the events were boring, right? They were go lock yourself in a hotel conference room for 2 days and let's go eat and drink a bunch of food and drink at the night. And we said, well, what if we did it differently? What if we bring people into Carrot HQ, small group, 15 people? We go up and do waterfall hikes. We get up into nature. We literally eat dinner right next to the North Umpqua River, which is where I live. We go to my favorite winery on the opening night. We dive deep and we mastermind. We share and we learn. Then we have execution time at the end, at the end of day 2, to really dive in and get some of this stuff executed, to get headshots, make videos, have our PPC team look at your stuff, the whole thing.
Such a good time, man.
So this is our very last Carrot Camp ever. So if you've had it on the life list, like a lot of people have said, of like, oh my gosh, this has been on my bucket list, this is literally your last chance. And I think we only have like a very handful of those tickets
Yeah.
left.
I think we got about 5 or 6 spots left.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's going to be a good time. If you guys want to go, carrot.com/camp, you can apply there, or just hit me up on Facebook, Brady Winder on Facebook, or send me an email, brady@carrot.com. We'll hop on the phone and see if it's a good fit for you. But it's my favorite thing we do all year.
Heck yeah.
I'm super pumped.
Love it. So guys, I'm going to kind of dig in a little bit deeper from what we talked about. Like I said, pop the questions through because we want to make this interactive. This isn't just workshop time. This is ask your questions so we can help you through the challenges that you've got. It doesn't have to be about this topic. Okay. It could be about something else. But walking through visually what I talked about in the first portion, this is something I call the revenue pipeline analyzer. And I suggest that everybody does something like this every quarter. Like minimum every quarter. You can just draw this on a piece of paper. This is a tool that we have for our Epic members, but write your profit number in there, right? And then we're gonna put in these conversion percentages. So how many deals do I need? How many contracts? What's that conversion percentage to get to there? Let's say it's 80%. And write these metrics down across the board, because this is how we're gonna start to map out that marketing plan. We got to know what our numbers are first. And then these are also the things that are going to end up on scorecards. Okay. So if anyone really wants to do good with marketing, and I don't care if you're a solo person and you're hacking it away yourself, you still need some sort of a scorecard, some sort of an engine to show whether you're heading in the right direction or not. We have an amazing scorecard that we give away. Actually, I believe it's carrot.com/scorecard, right?
I think so.
So if anyone needs a scorecard template for 2025, okay, that is not it. Oh, it's probably GoDot. But we do have a template. We'll get it for you. We'll pop it through the chat. Scorecard template. And so use the scorecard template, put these metrics on it, and then I would take these metrics and probably like divide them by 12. That way you've got your monthly goals. Okay, just like we were talking through before. Once you've got your monthly goals, divide those by 4. So now you've got your weekly goals for those. How many offers do I need to make every week? How many leads do I need to bring in every week? Okay, get those first, because that is going to be the number one thing that helps you stay focused on your marketing. If we're just focusing on, am I doing all these activities and I'm working through my big old to-do list of 25 things and it always gets bigger, we're never going to know, am I doing the right things? We're always going to be unfocused because we don't have those metrics in front of us. Then review them every Monday. Every Monday morning, you pull them up and go, great, let me put the new numbers in, grab the numbers from the different sources. It might take you half an hour a day, half an hour a Monday. Get the numbers in and go, okay, am I ahead or behind? Am I behind my quota for offers this month and this week? Okay, what do I got to do? What do I have to do to get more? Do I have leads in my database I can mine? I can send out an email to, or I could send out a text to get the extra 3 offers I need to make.
Yeah.
Without that, guys, the marketing will have an insanely hard chance of working. So I'm pressing into this so much because, once again, we have to ask the question, what am I hiring my marketing to do for me? Right? Treat your marketing as a whole as a decision to hire something to give you an outcome in your business. I'm hiring this marketing plan in order to get me 52 leads for the year so that all this can happen and I can end up making $500,000 this year. The only way, if we know whether our marketing is doing what we hired it to do, is to look at it consistently and ask the question, am I on track or am I off track? Okay, guys. So if you guys can make that commitment to getting your metrics in place, and like I said, we'll get that link. We probably already have for our scorecard through to you. Use the scorecard, check it weekly.
It's coming in hot. Stand by.
So the next thing I'm going to show kind of dives a little bit deeper into metrics. I've got a couple things I'm going to show on my computer, and once again, what I'm sharing here is something. I'm actually wrapping up a couple of these resources for our Epic group, but I'm going to give you guys some peek behind the scenes and some value here in a big way. And this is what I call a financial model. Now, this is pretty much doing what I walked you through in an analog, written on paper way, in like a more scientific way. Okay, and so this is something that what you could do. Let's say you want to make $1 million this year, right? So you're going to put in your $1 million into a tool like this. So this is something all of our Epic members have, or you can go build one like this. This isn't something I can give away to everybody. I wish I could, but we bring a bunch of other resources out of the Epic program. This just isn't one of them right now. So there's $1 million I want to make this year. we're going to then update our next metric. What's my contract close ratio? When I put a deal under contract, how many of them end up closing? So I'm going to put 80% there. Okay, that's what Tiffany High and Josh High were closing during this season. We're going to put that down. It's probably a pretty good benchmark. Then I'm going to go down here, and if I'm wholesaling, I'm going to say, well, what's my average wholesale profit per deal? Right, we've got 20,000 in there. Let's say the number's 25,000. We'll update that right there. And then if you also flip, what's your average flip profit per deal? Because sometimes we flip and wholesale, and the flips are oftentimes a bigger check. So we can get to our goal with fewer flips than wholesales if we wanted to, right? So let's say the average profit per flip deal is 50K. And then we get to determine, okay, well, what percentage of our business is wholesales versus flips? Am I 80% wholesale and 20% flip, or am I 50-50? Jockey this back and forth. Let's say we are. Let's say the number of deals or the number of revenue, is approximately 50-50. 50% wholesale revenue, 50% flip revenue. Okay. Last two things. Then I'm going to say, great. So what is my offer to contract ratio? Great. And then this actually should say, what's my lead to deal ratio by the channels that I'm using? Okay. If you're using online SEO, put 1 in 10, unless you know your number, if it's better. If you're using purely Google PPC and you don't know what your numbers are, put 1 in 15 or 1 in 20 for now, just for planning. And then as you get your numbers, you put your numbers in. So what this did, and the reason I'm hammering this home is it's going to break it down to, well, how many leads do I need to get this year? Assuming this scenario. Okay, I need to get 375 leads. I need to make 75 offers this year. I need to, have 38 deals under contract. Okay, I'm going to do 25 wholesale deals. I'm going to do 13 flip deals. I'm going to close 30 deals total. Okay, and I'm going to have 20 fully closed wholesale deals and 10 fully closed flips from these contracts. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, Brady. Is once I do this, then I'm going to put it in the monthly. I'm going to say, okay, that's great. 375 leads. That sounds like a lot of leads.
Yeah.
Right. But I want to make it approachable. I want to make it something we can look at and go, oh, I could do that. I could do that. The closer we bring the goals, the closer we bring those metrics, the easier it is to accomplish and the less confusing it gets, the simpler it is. So if we know we need to get 375 leads and we just blanket say that, let's say every month is equal, which we know that's not truth, but let's just say for planning's sake. Okay. That means we need to get 31 leads a month. Assuming these deals. Well, let's actually say, man, that our contract close ratio improved, and that's one of the things we're going to do this year is we're going to improve our contract close ratio. Bam, we only need to get 28 leads a month now. Or let's say, you know what, we're going to actually focus on the higher quality deals, and we're going to make our new minimum $30,000 on a wholesale. It's a new minimum. We're upping the standards. Bam, you only need 25 leads a month now.
That's how you chew an elephant.
Exactly. So one of the biggest things that you guys should do for marketing, if you're already getting leads, is to not focus on getting more leads at the start. Your focus is to not focus on getting more leads. Your focus is all these things in the yellow. Is where can I improve one of these key levers with the existing leads I've already got to make more of those leads? Okay, that's your number one thing. It's not to go add new marketing channels if you're already getting a volume of leads. It's to say, what can I optimize? Can I have a better lead to deal close ratio because I'm negotiating better? Because I have better follow up? Because I'm using Carrot CRM now and put in an amazing follow up sequence in the Carrot. Guys, if you don't have Carrot CRM, we launched a completely free version of our Carrot CRM. Just go check it out. I think it's just carrot.com/CRM.
Yep.
Guys, get yourself a free account to try it out. And then we have the paid advanced levels as you want to add more, as you want to add team members and other functionalities and do more property reports and add a bunch of functionality. Then you can upgrade to the paid versions. But guys, go check it out, carrot.com/CRM. That's going to help you get these metrics down better.
It is not a cheesy, slim down, like this isn't what you think of. Oh, somebody invented a free tool to get me in the door. No. This is a legit CRM.
Dude, and we're honestly giving you far more than we probably should be right now on the free plan. So rush in there and use it while it is the way that it is, but go check it out. So this is number one, guys. I want you to break those numbers down. I want you to have a monthly lead number. I want you to have a weekly lead number, and I want you to have a daily lead number. Because when I can look at this, I go, oh, dude, yeah, it was 296 leads, but that's just a lead a day.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. Well, once again, I can pull a lead a day out. Okay, do I have ads going? Let's turn them on tomorrow. I can get a lead tomorrow, probably
Uh-huh.
on Google Ads. Just got to make sure that the metrics are working out right. Well, shoot, I'm going to get my SEO going, and once that's really cranking in 6, 7, 8 months, I might not get a lead a day, but I might get 3 leads a week. That's 3 days I got taken care of. Now I just got to get the other 4 days now.
Mhm.
All right, where's that going to come from? Well, I have a database of 652 unconverted sellers. What if every 30 days I ran a text and email campaign to those unconverted sellers who are beyond 6 months from my last offer?
Mhm.
I could probably pull a couple good quality conversations out of that a week,
Yep.
5 or 10 a month, right? That's the game, guys. You need to break it down to really small numbers and then ask yourself, what are my next actions to be able to hit that lead a day?
Mhm.
Okay, that makes sense, y'all. Cool. I'm diving deeper down the data rabbit hole with you guys. I'm giving you guys a preview of what I'm walking my Epic members through next week on our weekly impact call or training call. After we determine now how many, and if there's questions, feel free to
Yeah,
interrupt
yeah.
me.
Yeah, go ahead.
After we determine how many leads we need to get on a monthly basis or the annual basis, now we can create a marketing plan, right? Now we can determine, and we can't create a marketing plan until we've done that. That's accurate. So that's like a full prerequisite. Figure out your lead number. Now we can go, great. What are the channels that I'm going to use to be able to get these leads?
Yeah.
Okay.
We
So,
do have
yeah,
I'll
hit
interrupt
me.
you. I thought there were no questions. We have one question. It's
Hit me.
relevant for what we're about to talk about. Robert Searles says, "Hello, are press releases still valuable for SEO efforts?" What's your take on that?
Yeah, it's a good question. So press releases, I think,
If
are
it's a
always,
legitimate press release,
yeah,
it's the
it's like
short answer.
the short answer is, if we're trying to game stuff and it's all over like 300 crappy press release sites,
Yeah.
and they're a part of what Google recognizes as a spammy, what SEO gamification site, then that's not good. But if it's a legit reason to do a press release, hey, you got a new office, you hired a new employee, you you bought your 100th home in Roseburg, Oregon,
Mhm.
you were able to save a family's home, and there's a great story behind it. It was a combat veteran who da 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 da, and the person passed away, and this happened. You're able to save their home and keep, like, if it's noteworthy and it's something that would be interesting for others to read anyway, that would help highlight your business, then yeah, you should do press releases.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, when you do that, and especially if they're real and newsworthy, it actually might get picked up by real news locally.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it is something you can and should do. Now, should we go to those sites like 6, 7 years ago and buy 100 press releases on the 100 different, irrelevant and crappy press release distribution sites? Does it work, guys? Things like that probably work in the short term. My mindset is, I want to do things evergreen. I want to do things that are going to be here in a year, in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 6 years, and 7 years.
Yeah.
And that's definitely going to be anti what a lot of other people are doing, because people want quick results.
Mhm.
And you can get quick results, but it's at a cost.
Yeah.
So once again, this is just my personality. I'm like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm okay for the pain train for the short term,
Yeah.
because I'm in it for the long term. I'd much rather have pain train and be patient in the short term and do the right things,
Mhm.
and have amazing freedom for the long term, versus get some really good results for this next 6 months gaming it, but then it only stays for 8 months, 10 months, 12 months. I've got to keep on fixing everything because I'm doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
Focus on what we did an episode a while back on, what was it? We called it something about how to create your unique selling proposition. Figure out what makes you unique. What do you have that's story worthy? A lot of you listening, watching probably have something really compelling that's story worthy you could pitch to the local news outlet.
Exactly.
And pitch it to local news outlets or reputable news outlets where they have legitimate websites with a high domain authority. And those backlinks are going to stick around for a while.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah. So do it the right way. So the next thing I would do, y'all, is once you peg the number of leads that you need to get, now we need to go, okay, now how am I going to get those leads, right? From this previous sheet right here, how am I going to get that 296 leads? Okay. So what the first step is, just like Jeremy did. Jeremy, in that comment, he said, hey, we analyzed our last year's marketing. So if you're already marketing and you've been doing it for, the better part of all of last year, or at least a full quarter, analyze your marketing from that time period. If you're brand new and you're just getting started, amazing. You get to start from scratch And I want you to focus on one marketing channel for the next 90 days to master. Okay. But let's say you've got some marketing from this past year. I want you to write down all of your channels, and here's a worksheet that I pulled out of our Epic resources for displaying on this call. I've got PPC and SEO and Facebook ads and direct mail and cold calling, whatever else you have. I want you to look at all your data and write down how many leads did I bring in from that channel. I brought in 134 leads from SEO, and I brought in this many, and this many, and this many. So these are all just sample numbers here. And then go through your data and go, great, how many of those SEO leads turn into a deal? Mm-hmm. Now, if you're not sure and you're going, well, I don't know. I know I got a bunch of leads. I have no clue where my deals came from. That's probably going to be one of your biggest marketing opportunities actually in 2025. It might not be getting more leads before you fix this problem. And Carrot CRM can fix that for you. Yep. Okay, because inside of Carrot CRM, I think it's probably in one of those paid plans that you can actually track your marketing channels. So it's, every lead that comes in from Carrot or from other sources, when you do the integrations, it'll tag it to whatever campaigns you're creating inside of there. And let's say you've got a PPC, Google PPC thing, and you got an SEO thing, you got a direct mail thing. Okay, you can tie all these to campaigns inside of Carrot CRM. And then our system will track that lead all the way through. And if it turns into profit, you'll have in there, it'll say, hey, what was your profit on this? Yep. And it'll give you the metrics. It'll tell you this channel produced X amount of leads, this many blahs, this profit per deal, and here's your ROI on it. Mm-hmm. If you put your expenses in there. So if you don't have those numbers, y'all, that's probably your number one priority marketing related. It's not going out and getting more marketing. Because what you may discover is that one marketing channel is actually performing way better than you ever imagined.
But just under leveraged, maybe.
Under leveraged. And you have this other channel that you think is performing better than you thought it was, or you didn't know at all, but you're like, well, I don't want to shut it off because I'm getting deals. And what if that's the thing that's working? Mm-hmm. But what if it's not? What if that's the thing that's only giving you a 1 in 10 ROAS, meaning you're trading the other way around. Let's say it's giving you a 1-to-1. You're trading $1 for $1. Yeah. You're basically losing money. That's when you want to optimize or kill. And you can only know that and make these decisions in your marketing if you have these numbers. Okay. So once again, guys, don't feel guilt around it. Don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. No, you can do it. That just needs to elevate as one of your projects for this first 90 days is to get the data out and figure out where these deals came from. Once you got that, once you put your total marketing costs for that channel. So if you're doing SEO and you hired someone to do SEO, and let's say you're paying them $2,500 a month and you did it for the full year, put the $30,000 down there. Okay, that's your total cost for SEO for that year. For Google PPC, put your cost for hiring the ads manager if you have someone doing it, and your cost for the lead clicks or the click costs. Okay, put all that in there. Okay, and once again, if you're not tracking that, this is your calling sign to track it this year, because that's the best way to make your marketing better. It's not to do more marketing. It's to make sure you know what your current marketing is doing for you. Then you can do more of the right things. You're going to go through this, same thing. What was my profits then on the other end of this? Amazing. It's going to kick out a bunch of stuff. What was my close ratio? And I can pretty quickly see, oh my gosh. And these are all fake numbers, guys. I just literally threw them in there. These are not right. Like, this here would be way higher than the cold calling number. These are just numbers we threw in here. Okay. So now I'm going to know, oh, cool. Like, what channels are working? What channels are cranking out a really good cost per deal? And then I'm going to go to the right side, and I'm going to ask this question. I'm going to say, okay, I know what we did last year. The very next step now to plan my next year's plan is to say, do I feel like I've maxed out this channel? Like, it's performing as good as it possibly can? Mm-hmm. Or do I feel like there's opportunity? And odds are most of y'all have not maxed a channel out fully. Some people have, but most haven't. What does maxing a channel out look like? So if you're only in the Roseburg, Oregon market, and that's all you're buying houses in, that means I own the number one resort on every single one of my keywords I want to go after. Yeah. I own the number one result for Cash for Houses, Roseburg.
I think it's a resort. I was like, there's a resort in Roseburg. I must have missed it.
That's the key to success. You got to own a resort.
I think the resort. What am I doing here?
Yeah. So that's what maxing it out means, right? Or on PPC, maxing it out to me is your ads are running during 100% of the time that you want and need your ads to run. They're not getting shut off at 4 p.m. because of your budget. Your ad is up in that 1.5 to on average position. It's not stuck down below. It's optimized. You're getting the clicks. You're getting the volume. Or your budget's not getting cut off. You're maximizing your budget. You're just like you're out of clicks. Right. If that's the case and you've got your website converting really well and you're optimizing it even more and you're putting credibility on your conversions up and you have someone doing the ads for you that knows what they're doing to optimize it, great. You might have maxed it out, but most people haven't. Okay. Direct mail. If you're literally mailing to every single address that is a possible address that might be a possible deal, and you are calling them back or answering them all live, you're calling them back immediately, answering them live, you're negotiating them well, you have an amazing follow-up process. If that's the case and you have no other way to slice and dice your data and go deeper and send more mailings and answer quicker and all that, then you might have maxed it out unless you're wanting to expand. Okay. So I want you guys to you don't have this worksheet, but you can do something analog. A large opportunity I always look at is, can I double? It's a big opportunity. If I think I can double results from that channel, I'm gonna like, dude, that's an opportunity. Man, if I got 25 leads from this channel last year and I just started it, and I know I can double it because I'm ranking number 3 for some of my keyword phrases, and I'm not even up in a number 1. I'm like, yep, big opportunity. I can double that. Okay. A medium opportunity is, I think it can grow 30% or more. In SEO, that means maybe I'm ranking number 1 for some of my phrases, maybe number 3 for some of my phrases, maybe nothing at all for some of them because I haven't launched location pages for those ones yet. That might be a medium. Dude, I'm pretty sure I can grow this by 30% or more. All right. Small, and I'll finish here, then I'll toss it back over to you, Brady. Small then is, once again, it's fully maxed out. So once I've analyzed this, guys, now I know, hey, what happened, what worked, what didn't. And I'm literally just going to carry forward the stuff that worked. I'm going to bring those same numbers into the next year. So now I'm going to plan the next 12 months and I'm going to go, great. Based off of this, I said there's a large opportunity and I brought in 134 leads from that channel last year. That means I think I can double it. I might then look at that and go, okay, do I realistically think I can get 268 leads this next year from that one? You know what? I think I can because I barely touched it. Great. 268 leads is my target for this one. I'm gonna aim on doubling it. If you think that's too big, go, I'm gonna go from 130 leads last year to 200. Let's try that. You guys get to choose, right? So do that for all of these channels based off of what you think the opportunity is. You can add a new channel if you think you need to, but then you're gonna add everything up. Hey, am I getting the right number of leads to match my target here? Am I closing the right number of deals? And you look at that and go, yeah, this is bringing me my total profit number. Dude, I like this mix. This is good. I think I can make this work.
Yeah.
Right after this, now you look at it and go, great. What's my number 1 priority? What's my number 1 priority for this quarter? You get one core thing a quarter. You're not going to try to fix 4 things. You're not going to launch 2 new marketing channels in 1 quarter. You're going to launch 1 marketing channel this quarter if that's what you're wanting to do. That's your number 1 opportunity. You're not going to launch anything else. You might optimize your other one.
Yeah.
Okay. But then you're going to make that 90-day plan. Over the next 90 days, what's my one single priority with one of these channels? What's the one biggest opportunity? And that's all you focus on the next 90 days.
Yeah. I love that, man.
Makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. That's super helpful.
It removes emotion now.
Yeah.
It's like it's 100% data focused.
Yeah.
Figure out your goal. Put in your numbers. Figure out how many leads you need to get this year. Look at what you did last year. Bring those forward into this year. What's the delta between that goal and how many leads you're currently bringing in with your marketing channels? Jockey them up based on where you see the opportunity. Lock it in. Pick your one major big focus and priority for the quarter. Do that. Put it on your calendar today. Get the resources for it. Block out the budget. Whatever you need to do. That's all you're focusing on marketing related for this next 90 days.
I love that, man. That's super helpful. I'm not even going to try to wrap or summarize better than that. Trevor said it well. So thanks everybody for hopping on. Appreciate you engaging here. Tony said, Tony Stewart, we love you, man. He said, this is so helpful and a great follow-up to the start of the year training that Trevor Mauch gave us. Thank you.
There we go. Dude, and Tony, I want to call you out, man, because I love it, number 1, when people engage, because, doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe 1,000 plus of these plus podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
You don't always get engagement, and it means a lot for the person on the other end. We know there's people getting value from it, but the engagement is a big deal. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's almost like that your payment for being here is like engage, give the thumbs up, make the comment. Second thing, Tony, dude, it was so fun watching your journey inside of this Facebook group. From the guy who's wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, going through the 30-day challenge, posting all the stuff in the 30-day challenge, hitting challenges, hitting struggles, tapping in with our team, tapping into our resources, trusting the process. And then a couple months later, it seemed like whatever it was, we get a note saying, man, I got my first lead. And I think, I could be wrong, he got his first deal from it, right? Or at least contract.
There was a contract. Yeah. Follow up with us, Tony.
Yeah.
Let us know in the group. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Give us an update on it, dude. But keep that journey going. We want to see this stuff, y'all. Like, that energizes us. And execute this stuff, and let us know where you're having challenges, where you're having problems. Our Carrot team and the community overall is going to dive in with you, and we're going to help you succeed.
Yeah, sweet, man. And Tony, we'll see you in Ohio. We just locked in an event we're doing in November. Trevor, this is news for you. We're doing an event in November. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. So Tony, thanks for the info on that event. We'll see you there in November. So excited to get our boots on the ground with some of you guys. And we're gonna be in Houston next month, Ohio in November. So we're hitting the road this year.
Fresno and was it April?
Fresno
at the
in
Deal
April.
Champs.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be getting out in the world a little more this year.
Yeah. We're getting back to our events. So,
Yep.
A couple things I'll mention. Just a reminder, if you want to go to Carrot Camp, hit me up or go to carrot.com/camp. And if you guys are looking for a marketing partner, a vendor, someone to help you generate leads for you, whether that's PPL, SEO, PPC, go to marketplace.carrot.com. Those are all friends of ours that we've known and trusted for a long time, and they will do well by you. So marketplace.carrot.com. Join us next week. Mallory's hopping on, and we're going to help you guys dial in your SEO plan for the year. So if SEO is overwhelming to you and like, what the heck do I need to do on my website? What content do I need to create? How much work is it going to take to dominate a market and rank in my market? Mallory and I are doing that with you next week. So join us next Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific. And thank you guys for hopping on. And we'll see you next week, everyone.
Heck yeah. See you guys.